Hello and welcome back to the ranch. Behind me is summer pasture and an empty stock tank. We're gonna remedy that today. And sometimes it's little things in life that make it all worth it. The fact that the cows are all right behind me and they're not like, excuse me, Bambi, back up here in this far corner means I can get them moved right now. This was what I was hoping for, but anticipating that wasn't gonna happen. So I'm gonna open this gate. I've got some cake. They found it. Get these guys moved, get water set up for them. I've got 2 water locations I need to turn on today, and then I can get the heifers moved here into the one-legged windmill pasture. So let's do musical cows and get water. All right, that's good enough for now. Excuse me, girls. I'm spreading out some cake for them. Hi, girls. Hi, Bambi. Um, can you move? She's like, no. They stuck on the wrong side of the gate. Hi, Max. This gate's a pain. Scary. What's up, Walter? How you doing? How you liking your first summer down here? I'm gonna let Walter get through and then show you what's left. Oh my gosh, none of the calves went through. 31 made it. Good job. Calves. Lots of calves. Few cows up there. And then Michelle's cows were, some of them were up at the windmill. I'm gonna work on water while these guys are doing their thing. Actually, what I might do is grab the gator, and we have to go turn on the windmill way down there. So maybe we'll go turn that on. let these guys situate. Oops, zoomed in. And then come back and set up this float here. I could turn this tank on though and let it start filling, so hopefully they will stay in here. Tank is filling. That float that's in there doesn't work anymore. Gonna put a new float on. Got mineral and stuff already down here. Let's go turn on the windmill. Had a few more come through. I think just Michelle's cows are up at the windmill still. We'll work on getting them. Hey, where are you going? Nope, let's not go that way. That's why I'm trying to entice you. Your kid's probably down here, okay? Should we go check and see if anybody, maybe I should try and move these girls first. And then wooden windmill. I do have 2 more buckets of cake with me, so we can hopefully get everybody moved and situated where I want them for the day. That would be awesome. Oh, are those heifers up there? I don't know if you guys can see them. Those might be heifers. Might be cows too. A few more down here. There's Michelle's. A couple of my calves still. Got a cow down here. Okay. Let me go up here and check and see if those were heifers I was seeing through these hills or if it's cows. It is Ferg, the first calf heifers, and this year's new heifers that are up here. So that's perfect. They're where I want them to be. They have moved down from the water tank, so that's why I was confused. But so no cows. I'm gonna go and check this like low spot and stuff just to make sure that nobody's hiding. But it did kind of look like everybody was in for water. So perfect timing. Let's see if I can get Michelle's cows to move. They move for her. They tolerate me. So I kind of wish I had some more of my cows here. But it's often that they're kind of like separated, and sometimes they integrate, and then sometimes they go days without ever being in the same herd. Walter and Max do make some rounds in between both groups. And like I said, sometimes they do integrate. But girls, you want some cake? They also are like corn fed. These girls get corn in the winter. They're very spoiled. Michelle takes great care of her animals. They do eat cake because they've had to become accustomed to it because they spend the summers out here. But they're not as like cake motivated as my cows are, or gator trained, because they eat corn. And when Michelle comes down in the summertime, she comes down in her truck and feeds out of her truck. So come on, girls. We got 4 moms and 5 kids. They are bucket trained. Like, they will come to a bucket. Hi, Ruby. Hi. I shook too much out. Now I'm going to have to wait. That's fine. We'll hang out here while they clean up their pile, and then hopefully I can entice them with the sound of the bucket. It's much easier when my bucket's like not as full, because then I can like hang it out the window. Yeah, they're like, no. Come on, girls. Want more? Just like giving me the stink eye. No, crazy lady. Good girl, Loretta. If I can just even get them up over the hill so they can see my cows, hopefully that will help. right, we're to the next pile of cake. I've got one with me back over here. There we go. I emptied my bucket out some into another bucket so I can have, it won't kill my arm hanging it out the window. Come on, Maria, let's go. It's not particularly hot out yesterday or today, but it is humid, and that's not super enjoyable. Like I've talked about, drylander, like the dry heat, not the humidity. There was a chance of rain in the forecast, and we were actually supposed to get like a decent amount of rain. And now there's we're supposed to get like 3/100ths or something. So we'll see if we get some thunderstorms this afternoon. Jeff is working on cutting the last hayfield. I didn't have him quit because every time I tell him to quit haying because it's gonna rain, we don't get any rain and it's just time lost. So he is back watching Farm Store for me while I do this. He had to get a few things back from the shop too. The mower is working. It needs a little bit of adjustment, so he needed to come in for some parts anyhow. So all the bales have moved off of Summer Pasture, so that is great. That happened over the weekend. Actually, Michelle did all of that too. Jeff was working on haying. Michelle moved bales. I was doing garden, Farm Store, harvest host, stuff like that. So got a lot done over the weekend. I will say that I am like in the middle of like summertime burnout. Like I'm tired, and that's okay. I only slept 5 hours last night too. I had kids waking me up and stuff, which is fine. Comes with the territory. But it's just been a lot of days of like not a day off, and this happens to me every summer. Like it's not surprising. I'm just a little burnt out. I'm overwhelmed with the amount of work that needs to be done. Gardens are really looking nice, and like lots of harvesting is starting, but that also comes with like a lot of work. We're still a month away from like fall. Fall really easily can start here in September. So there's just a lot of work. August can be really hard. Kids are getting ready to go back to school. Grace turns 12 this weekend, having a birthday party this week. So yeah, I'm just tired. Haven't had a day off for a long time. And that's okay. Like from calving through like August, the beginning part of August, like that's really the busiest time on the ranch. And then after like haying and all the bales get brought home and stuff, like gardens are still really going. But the ranch side of life like kind of calms down a little bit. And then, you know, obviously I have some things that need to get done before winter and whatnot. So yeah, I just like really need a day off, and I probably won't take one because then I feel guilty that I taken a day off. Maybe try and take half a day off. That would be cool. I did try and sleep in this weekend, and you know, when you get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, or when the sun comes up, you just kind of get used to that. And so I didn't get to sleep in or anything. The snow will fly soon enough, and then I will get to rest, and that will be just fine. All right, we got one. All the calves are coming and stuff. I think they're gonna come through just fine. One of her cows is down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of her cows are down here. One of her calves is already down here. But it looks like I got all my calves. Looks like they came through while I was checking. Do you guys want to be my friend? Hey, don't. Be nice. There's a little bit of cake in the gator. Scary. How about you, Maria? Good girl. There's a lot of heavy breathing happening here. Excuse me, who are you? Hey, hey, excuse me. Too close. I'd like to get out of here. I gotta go close the gate. Hi, Ruby. Hey, come on. Too close. You're too close. Is your child over there? Well, you walked too fast. That's everyone. I just clicked on the pump. This is a windmill. It is not currently hooked up or anything. Several years ago, well, for as long as I've been on the ranch, there was a pump down in the well, an electric pump. Gilbert used to come and hook a generator up to it. And then I don't know what year. Water's a little dirty, but that's to be expected. I don't know what year, but Gilbert actually dropped in a meter, or had the power company drop in a meter. And so this is just an electrified well now. It just has a pump and power to it, and it just runs. It's on its own meter. It's its own water source. And so this is the secondary water source for the cows on summer pasture. This fall I would like to, well, and you probably need to clean out some tanks. You can tell this well water has a lot of rust and stuff in it. The tanks need some work. Maybe I'll do that this summer even too. They do get dirty during the winter and stuff too. And obviously, like, I didn't clean them out last fall. I'm just, telling the truth here. So this is gonna fill up. It will obviously take a little bit, and then it just overflows. There's an overflow there, and there's like a tiny bit of a reservoir here. So this just fills too, which this is nice because it gives the cows just more square foot access to water, and so they don't have to all crowd around the tank or anything. So I am gonna get cameras set up on all these so that I can check water from afar, which will be nice. I've got some options of where I can put it on here. This is to keep the cows from like crawling in it and standing in it, because then they like puncture the tank. I just drove around to the other side of the windmill because when I walked up to the tank, something scurried in the grass. And the same thing happened when I came across the cattle guard from at the other tank. We do have quite a few jackrabbits starting to show back up. Not quite a few, but they are starting to show up. That was a cottontail. That's what I figured both of them were. But, snakes are always a possibility. So I tend to watch my feet when I'm walking out here, especially because the grass, there's been no animals down here since last summer. The grass is super tall. Around the water sources, they will eat those down quickly here soon. And so that makes me feel a little safer. We do have rattlesnakes. We have bull snakes. That's really the only, and gardener snakes. I see gardener snakes like around the house. We did have a bull snake at the house this summer. Typically, I haven't ever really seen rattlesnakes around the house, once in a great while. But more common to see a rattlesnake like out on the prairie and stuff. So thought that was just a rabbit. I didn't see what the thing was at the cattle guard. I'm guessing it was a rabbit, but that'll make your heart beat a little faster. There's unfortunately no water in any reservoirs down here. There are a couple of reservoirs. This is the main reservoir. It's right by the road, so it's easy to check. The other one's a little bit more obscure and a little bit harder to get to, but yeah, no water in the reservoir, so they will just be going off of the stock tanks, but that's why we have them. Everybody seems to be settling in nicely to summer pasture, which is great. All of the cows have been there before. Michelle's cows also spent last summer out here, so they all know the routine. They know where the water's at. They know where fences are at. So the calves will learn that too, and then the heifers that I keep back will spend next summer down there as well. Let's go up and get Ferg and his ladies. They kind of seem to be on the fence line. I could kind of see them. So let's get them, get the gate opened. I'm sure they'll mooch, and Meredith will follow me just fine. So I didn't expect for them to be a problem, but let's go ahead and get them into the one-legged windmill pasture. There is more acreage, more grass. Yes, the cows have been in here, but this field is just bigger and hasn't had animals on it for as many days as the heifer pasture has. So they'll have some better quality forage. And then once bulls do come out, which will be in about 35 more days or so, then everybody will get put together down on summer pasture. These guys still do have a little bit of water in a reservoir, and they have a stock tank as well. There's Meredith. Shocking. Let's get the gate opened. Excuse me, girls. I will get you some cake if we get through the gate, please. So I'm missing Ferg. Also, where is... I feel like I'm missing... Oh, there's Mini Mooch. Wonder if I have more calves down by the reservoir. Oh, there he comes. Okay. He was just slow. Good. I was gonna say, didn't we just see him when I checked cows over there? Yes. Hi, Meredith. Can you stay with your women, please, Ferg? Stay. Too friendly. Meredith? I'm stuck. Come on.
No.
Gate closed. Meredith. I just counted calves. I have everybody. There are 10 calves in this pasture with the replacement heifers and the first calf heifers. Come on, let's go down to water. Since we're going that direction anyhow. Might as well, right? These girls are super gator trained. Very easy to move by myself, which I love. That's great. The first calf heifers, and then number 17, she's an older cow. She's been here. They've all been here before. So it's just, well, and the replacements have been here before too. So it's not like they're used to this. They do know where water's at. But whenever I move pastures, I want them to know where water is at, and I want to push them to water. I just think it makes things easier, and then you just don't have to second guess whether or not they found the water, even if they've been in the pasture before. And then the calves need to find out where the water's at too. So, I mean, they will follow their moms, but it's not like when they're newly born and stick by their moms all the time. Like, they stay in the herd setting, of course, but they're not glued to mom as much anymore. And they will graze and they will kind of wander off and stuff. So it's always nice to get everybody to water. Hi, Mooch. Hi. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. So fast. Why are we so worked up? I gave you treats, Mooch. I didn't know. Get your head out. No, come on. Okay, goodbye. I gotta go put a float on. Hello, number one. You're looking very beefy. Love to see that. The heifers have followed me. They found me. I got the float installed on the tank. There's already pre-existing holes like drilled into the side of the tank. And so I just had to attach everything. I'm gonna get the hose hooked up. One of Michelle's heifers is trying to drink through the fence. There's water back there, guys. We left water. You guys came down here. There's kind of like not a good spot for this because it's right next to the... I need some water. Where's Ferg? He's over there. We got barbed wire. This is always the... You gotta get it threaded, and this end doesn't turn, of course. My hose is a little longer than it needs to be. I could cut it. Millie, you're very loud. I should have probably brought a pair of channel locks with me, and I didn't. Excuse me. We're trying to film here. They don't care. They're just like yelling at each other through the fence. I put this end on and I put this too close so I can't like spin the end. Come here. Or not, come here. Shoosh. There's a cow right here. Who is it? Mooch! Mooch's butt. Come on. No, go forward. Come on. Thank you. Hi, girls. Hoses are the bane of my existence. Why won't this spin? I can't get it out. Sounds a little better now. I don't need help, girls. Why don't you go explore? Huh? What's up, Teen Mom? Are you mad at me still? I saved your life. I never won. Okay, that's better. I had to move this down. I really need it to spin. And it's kind of spinning. I guess I'm just gonna twist the hose. I don't know. We'll see if I got everything tight enough too here. I can twist the bottom part, but like it won't spin freely. I don't know. I'm just making a mess. It's fine. It's just a hose. Obviously not that serious. All right, let's turn this on, see if it leaks anywhere. So far, I think we're good. Obviously, the float is running, and so it's not just like holding pressure. So you want to make sure you have a good hose. I have some hose that's just crappy and it springs leaks all the time. This is one of the better types of hoses. This water is actually coming up through. I don't know, maybe it is me. No, it's coming up through the bottom of the float where the bracket goes on. I think. Yeah, because when I turn it off, when I press the little float up and it turns it off, then that water quits coming out. So I think we're good. When the water gets up to that level, then it turns it off. This tank is at a bit of an angle, so we do kind of have some leakage that happens. It's okay, it just goes down into that coulee. I should adjust the float, but then if you have a hose that like goes over there to the low spot, then they eat it. I don't know why they're yelling at each other across the fence line. My cows have made it all the way down to the windmill. Michelle's cows are still here, but yeah, I guess they're just gonna stand here and yell. Maybe they want to be all together. Eventually, once the bulls are out, like I said. So yeah, cows are moved down to the next pasture. It's always like a big exciting thing when you get to move the cows down to summer pasture. That's where they'll hang out really until probably like preg checking time in October. And then if the weather's good, they're gonna go back down here because the longer I can wait on feeding hay, the better. It will all depend on the year. I don't know how many bales yet, and I don't know if I have enough because we're not done. I am close-ish. I'm not there yet. And if I have to buy a semi-load or two of hay, that's what I'll have to do. So, yeah, let's finish up the haying project, and then I will talk about how many bales I have and how many I need and stuff. And like I've said, I need 300 bales. That's kind of just like a rough number. It will depend on preg checking and how many calves I'm keeping and what the plan is going to be. Oh, hi, Meredith. She is just so bad. She's as bad as Mooch. So yeah, I'll have to kind of figure out like what my winter plan is, and I'm gonna look at the calf market and stuff too. I want to build my herd, but I also have to sell the appropriate number of beef and stuff. I am really heifer heavy and light on steers and stuff, and so I will probably sell some heifers. I will weigh them at preg checking and weaning time and make some preliminary decisions, and then I may sell some I may like sell some in the fall and I may sell some in the spring, just depending on how they grow up and stuff, because sometimes they look great as weanlings and then they don't always look great when they like hit that year mark. So hi guys, do you miss me? Because I don't see you all the time. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.